In Kim K's $10 million Paris robbery passes away unexpectedly before trial. The granddad robbers, who are the suspects in Kim K's robbery trial. Yeah, they said it was like the grandpa robbers or something.
Yep. So we got a video right here. We're going to play the video first, then we're going to come back and let you know what else is going on in this trial that's been waiting for almost 9-10 years.
Galvanised by the glitter of her £4 million engagement ring, the diamonds Kim Kardashian displayed online allegedly enticed a group of aging French thieves. Arriving at court today, it's claimed the gang, known by the local media as the Grandpa Robbers, targeted the star during Paris Fashion Week in 2016. Dressed as police, they entered her hotel, tied her up at gunpoint, and stole £8 million in jewellery. 10 are standing trial. 2 of them have already admitted to being involved, including this man, nicknamed Old Omar. He's nearly 70, but his lawyer doesn't think he should be locked up.
He's totally deaf and he cannot talk anymore. I'm not saying that what is done is not serious, of course it is, but you need to think about how and why would it be useful to society, not even to make him a president, but to society, to have him go back in prison.
Kim,
who was married to rapper Kanye West, had been to Paris a number of times before the heist. Other high-profile cases in the French courts means it's taken nearly a decade for the trial to begin.
Following the alleged robbery at the luxury apartments behind me, it took Kim Kardashian a number of years before she felt safe to return to Paris. She is expected to testify as part of this court case, forced to relive some of the moments in which she said she thought she was going to die.
Threw me on the bed, and I was like, this is it.
The star has previously opened up about the ordeal on her famous family's reality show. Someone who's been surprisingly candid about the theft is Yunus Abbas, confirming his involvement and publishing a book called I Kidnapped Kim Kardashian.
We didn't talk about her because I didn't know who she was. I was told a famous person, the wife of a rapper, I was told. That's all the information I had until the next morning. Then I heard on TV, and the influencer and such. That's when I understood who it was.
Kim's due to give evidence in May, when, as with everything she does, the world will be watching.
We'll be watching.
Exactly.
I'm watching you right now.
Horrible. But now with this whole situation, I feel sorry, man. I just want to apologize for Kim Kardashian because I didn't think that this was real.
Traumatized.
I didn't think she was traumatized for real.
Fake?
I thought it was fake. I thought it was publicity.
I thought it was Chris Humphries.
I thought it was some keeping up with Kardashian fluff that they was always doing. But I mean, listening to this now, the man wrote a book about the whole robbing you situation. Like that's
OJ, if I did it.
Basically. But then basically like OJ, if I did it. But I mean, he never got charged with the crime. The difference with OJ is he got crime, he beat it. This person never got charged with it. So basically, like, you robbed the person, you found out who she was, and you self-snitched on yourself.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I got this. Because I mean, I found out that they got $75K each for the robbery,
Which is wild.
I mean, it's still a lot.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, but for the risk, man, I want more than 100 bands. If I'm taking a risk like that,
true.
That's like a real crime.
I mean, it was a farewell robbery. He was supposed to be his last robbery. He was supposed to do
a farewell.
Yeah, farewell robbery. Yeah, I said it wrong. Yeah, it was supposed to be like, everybody else said. Everybody always says like, oh yeah, this is gonna be my last one.
What's a furry bear robbery?
Horrible. Everybody always said this is gonna be my last one, and then I swear I'm gonna be done, and that's what happened with him.
That's what George Clooney said in Ocean's 11, Ocean's 12.
And what happened to him?
Ocean's 13.
Oh damn.
And then in Ocean's 14.
God damn.
Everyone was the last one, but they needed another movie.
Exactly. And I mean, this was definitely a movie. I mean, like the way they did this, like did
they get away in Mini Coopers?
No, I mean they got away on bikes.
Oh
he was an old man. They dressed up in police costumes. They came upstairs. Everything was already game planned out. Like if I was Kim Kardashian, I would have never suspected that I was being stalked by old people. Like I had to watch out for old people. I think like, oh yeah, it's some young black people, like they always watching me, or like it's some white person that's always watching me, but not nobody that's like 60, 70 years old. I'm not thinking my grandma, or like some whole bunch of people's watching me and taking notes of my daily move, my every move.
That's a good decoy.
Yeah, because
I mean, you're not a usual suspect. That's
True.
pretty good camouflage.
Exactly. I mean, and on top of that, they got lucky because Kim wasn't there alone. She was there with her bodyguard and her sister, and the bodyguard
Courtney?
Courtney, a bodyguard and her sister, and they were at the club, so she was only home. She was there alone. So I mean, the odds of catching that is just crazy. But I mean, then after reading
Tied her up.
exactly, then they tied her up, and then, like, she said she was all scared because she was in a robe. And then the robber said in the book, it was the book, which is basically in French. He was saying like the only reason why he felt like she didn't get on call was like she kept calling the wrong number. She kept calling 911.
She didn't know the real number.
She didn't know the real number over there, which is 999. So
they do from us.
all right. I mean, I thought if you would have called 911, if you were in
It's
London,
not universal.
I thought you would have been like I would have thought it would have called like the embassy or something like that. Like, oh, it'll redirect you to the embassy. But I guess you have to look up the embassy number to call the embassy.
No.
Or because remember that's the same thing happened to Andrew Tate. Because remember Andrew Tate with the boyfriend, and they ended up calling the cops. But I think he ended up calling the cops to Andrew Tate and like, oh yeah, my girlfriend was kidnapped by Andrew Tate, but it turns out like she wasn't kidnapped.
Oh yeah. He called the embassy to report a crime. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I thought that's what would happen. Like if you in trouble, like if you call 911, either go to them or like let's say if I have a Florida Texas phone number, I'll call 911.
I
So
think
go to Texas cops.
you would either got to know the direct number to the embassy, or call like the emergency number and then have them transfer you there. Either one or the other. So if you don't know the full number or their emergency number, you're just gonna get nowhere.
True. But how do you feel about everything they were saying in the whole video? Do you feel like Kim Kardashian should send them to jail? I mean, like they're 77 years old. Like they're not I mean, they kind of are a threat to society because they owe people and they're robbing people. I don't know if they still currently doing it.
I mean, what's crazy is it's been like a decade. So like they were already old, so now they're super old.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're really a danger to society. So if they have like a significant other, or if they're gonna live in like a retirement home, where they could possibly be like, house arrest, but it's like they weren't going anywhere anyway. So it's like doesn't matter, but just give them the annoying thing of having to wear an ankle monitor. Just like you could at least do that. I think that's a minimum.
True, I can give you that.
Because they might be actually a hindrance in jail. If you think about someone that's like super old going through things, instead of being like, oh, we're punishing them for the crimes that they did, it's like, no, the guards got to help him up. They got to help him get his tray because he can't hold it. It just becomes like, a hindrance to the people actually trying to run to jail for all the regular prisoners.
Makes sense.
So you might as well just, do
give him give him house arrest,
house arrest at a retirement home,
do community service,
or if he has family that can watch him.
Oh,
I mean, you could make him do like in-home community service, but if he like literally has no mind or like has no like motor control function or is like has dementia, no, the house arrest is good enough.
Imagine
you don't got to keep kicking them while they're down.
Imagine you got dementia, Alzheimer's, so you keep forgetting why you got this ankle monitor on
every day.
So every day you got to remind yourself.
Keep strapping me. You go to get the mail and it starts going off like crazy, and you're like, the Russians are here.
He's old. That's hurtful. I mean,
I
really don't know what Kim Kardashian needs to do. I mean, at one point, I feel like it's justice. You robbed me. I want you to feel some type of pain because she hasn't been to Paris since this whole situation. I mean, she hasn't been to Paris much since this whole situation happened. So I want you to feel some type of pain, but at the same time, you already owed, and I'm pretty sure you're feeling some type of pain.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like
it's like I guess it's like a moral thing. Like if you got morals, then you may be like, all right, whatever. I'll take the L. I got my money on the insurance. I got my money on insurance and everything.
If we're going off of modern kid morals, then give them the
electric chair.
Isolation.
Give them the electric chair. Send them away to life. Give them the R. Kelly. 40 years.
You gotta pee on them and electrocute them at the same time. This is the ultimate defeat.
You gotta feel it. I mean, hey, but